Monster and Hey Now. Yeah, so it pays homage to one of my favorite radio personalities, so I'll use it. Hey Now. Just got done watching my first WrestleCircus show. It was the Cody Rhodes Summer Circus show. And it was one of their last, they're apparently at 800 Congress, which is the venue that they've been running for a while. And they are having they had their last show in the venue tonight. And it streamed live for free on Twitch. So that's, when you think about it, that's pretty crazy. That a indie wrestling event, who is going to make money off tips and everything on Twitch. They make money off Twitch. Twitch verifies them. So they make money off donations, but it's free on Twitch. It's a mega event like this. I'm going to run down the card. The card was pretty good. It was supposed to start at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it ended up not starting until about maybe 7:05. Of course, these things never start on time. We opened up with the Lance Hoyt Challenge, and when we opened up the event, actually, before the Lance Hoyt Challenge, there was a guy named Super Meatball in the ring. Big, fat, white guy in the ring. And he said he was there to take on Lance Hoyt. Lance Hoyt came out, gave him a boot to the face, pinned him 1, 2, 3. That was it. So after this, Lance Hoyt comes out, and once he gets on the microphone and says how, he's not going to, he's not going to be, the Hoyt Open Challenge isn't going to go like that. He wants somebody else. And out comes Shane Taylor, who has been in WrestleCircus before, apparently. I will tell you this, a couple things, so let's get past this match, and then I'll get to my initial thoughts on the promotion. Really good match between these two. The crowd wasn't that into it because it's the first match on the show. Shane Taylor reminds me a lot of Aaron Biggs. Aaron Biggs reminded me on Twitter that I'm not the first person to say that. I'm like, it's true. It's awesome. They look a lot. They look an awful. Their styles are similar. Their gears are similar. Dare say, may they make a good tag team in the future if somebody wants to book it that way. But so we got a pretty decent match, and of course, Lance Hoyt gets the pinfall here. So it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Let's get to WrestleCircus overall. The presentation of the promotion was okay. I was not too impressed by their commentary team. Again, what the fuck do I know? Stupid Mark. I know. For those of you listening to me for the first time reviewing this, I have this personality that I call the Stupid Mark. It's a different side of me, and the Stupid Mark is like, Stupid Mark, you don't know nothing about commentary. Why don't you get in there and commentate a match? Then you'll learn. So, I wasn't a big fan of the commentary. I can't remember the commentator's name. That's how, but then again, it's an indie show. So, for what they were trying to present, he did okay. He knew the product. He knew the moves. It was pretty good. So, they had... they then went to it was Brandy Rhodes versus Kevin Condren, who wanted to be known as Snowflake for some weird reason. And if Condren won, Condren is the manager for Scorpio Sky, and if Condren won, then Cody Rhodes must defend the Ring of Honor World title in the main event of the show being Cody Rhodes versus Scorpio Sky. This match was very quick. It ended in it pretty much ended when they did like an Eddie Guerrero thing. Condren brung the Ring of Honor World title into the ring while they apparently had their own videographer. I can't even remember the guy's name offhand. I didn't really take notes or write anything down. But I will say that the commentator or the videographer was distracting the referee, and then that left Kevin Condren to go out and get the Ring of Honor World title, which Brandy Rhodes was carrying to the ring for some weird reason. I guess to show you what was on the line, saying, hey, if I lose this, my husband has to go to defend this belt later. So it ended with the referee's distracted. Condren has the belt, and he does the Eddie Guerrero thing. He tosses it over to Brandy Rhodes. Brandy Rhodes catches it. Condren takes a flat back bump, and the ref turns and makes thinks that Brandy has hit Condren with the title, so he DQs Brandy Rhodes. And then Brandy Rhodes is in shock about all this, so as a result of this, the main event for the evening was Cody Rhodes versus Scorpio Sky for the Ring of Honor World title being on the line. Of course, we all knew, you pretty much knew that the Ring of Honor World title, if you have any brains in your head, you knew the Ring of Honor World title was not changing hands in the main event on a WrestleCircus show. Lady of the Ring number 1 contender match was next. Rachel Ellerling took on Christy Janes. I like Christy Janes. What I saw of her in this match had a very weird finish. People in the chat room on Twitch were wondering if it was a work. People in the chat room on Twitch were wanting to know if it was a shoot. People in the crowd looked like stunned even after this. I don't know if it was a work or a shoot because I don't know well enough about the promotion. Basically, they were wrestling, they were going good, and all of a sudden they just stopped. And I want to say that Ellering won this. I can't remember because it's like they went right to a finish. I mean, it's almost like the match completely broke down. The two guys were in the ring, and they were like, fuck it, we're not going to work with each other anymore, and somebody got pinned. So it's very, very telling of who... I honestly can't remember who won this match. I'm going to try to look it up for you now because the finish was more memorable than who won, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm trying to scan through WrestleCircus's Twitter page. I will say that I was impressed by the promotion tonight. I will be watching more shows from them in the future when they do them live if I can. So let's see here. I'm trying to scroll down here. I do apologize. I'm trying to figure out who won the match because the finish stuck out more than who won, if that makes any sense. I mean, the aftermath of it completely overshadowed everything, including who won. Trying to see here who won this match. Did they even post anything about it on Twitter? Okay, so it was Christy Janes rolled up Ellerling and picked up the win. It was a very awkward roll up. Like Ellerling was going for some kind of move and it just abruptly, boom, roll up. He slithered down the back, rolled up, and that was it. It was very, very, very weird. People didn't know if this was a work. People didn't know if they had legitimately got pissed at each other. It was very, very weird. At a fatal four-way match, Brian Cage and Helico versus Flip Gordon versus Jordan Lennox. They were airing a little bit of the Jordan Lennox match on the pre-show deal. They were airing old matches prior to the event starting, so I did get to see a little bit of Jordan Lennox. I was very impressed by him. Want to see more of him. Wouldn't mind wanting to see more of him here on the East Coast. This match, if you remember a few months ago, the whole ... dive controversy, you read that statement that I believe it was Ricky Morton or Robert Gibson, one of the two, put out there. It pretty much goes like that. You know, fight forever chant, ... dive, we hit our finish, we all Humpty Dumpty, we all fall down. But I will say, I don't want that to be negative on this match because I enjoyed this match very much. Flip Gordon apparently had something going on with Wendy's on Twitter, so the fans were throwing Wendy's chicken nuggets at Flip Gordon tonight in the ring. Very, very good match. I want to say that Brian Cage won the match. This is probably going out of order here, guys. I'm sorry. I know I'm going out of order, but I'll get back in order here in a second. Where is this finish here? I want to say that, yeah, Brian Cage, I think Cage got the win. Yeah, basically you had a, it was so weird. One spot in the match was you had Brian Cage has one of Angelico in a front slam, almost like in a fall-away slam type position. Another wrestler comes over and tries for a Hurricane Rana and is landing on the body of Angelico with his legs over top of Brian Cage's shoulder. Brian Cage does a forward slam / power bomb to both of them. It was amazing. And they did something after this match that I had never seen. I don't know if this is a lucha thing. Maybe they do this in Mexico. I don't know. But the fans threw money into the ring after the match. Literally, not just coins, but dollar bills. I mean, I bet you they had an entire grocery plastic bag full of money after this match, and I've never, ever seen that before. I'm going to get back into the match order now because the actual match order was after the Ellering Janes match. We then had a match that I was kind of, if you're into Shikara, you'll like this stuff. And the thing about this show and about this promotion is that it truly is a circus. And what I mean by that, we use this analogy all the time. If you don't like the guy being shot out of the cannon, you'll like the clowns. If you don't like the clowns, you'll like the lion tamer or the tightrope walker. You know, so it's very, had a very, very good mix of everything on this show. Had a very good flow to it. Everything kept getting better and better and better. Just when you thought you'd see everything, you got another match that showed you even more. So after the, so pretty much let's go back in order here. We already covered the Ellerling Janes match. After this, it was, let me see here. It was Team Jervis, Cottonbelly, versus Team Austin the Ref. Austin the Ref is another representative with the, I believe they call it the Progress or the Process. Space Monkey. Yes, Space Monkey, who is literally a guy who comes to the ring in a monkey mask with a tail, a legitimate, like, 4-foot-long tail, and when he gets in the ring, instead of streamers, people throw bananas at him. You might expect me to poo-poo this. Nothing of the sort. I liked it. I thought it was funny as fuck. They had an entire grocery bag full of bananas, and I'm curious to see, do they pass these out to the wrestlers? Would you even eat something like that? And it was him and Super Beetle with Jervis Cottonbelly. Gentleman Jervis Cottonbelly. I've seen him before. He's a very good worker. Or a very funny worker. He's just a lot of fun. Super Beetle was a lot of fun too. They went up against Adam Page and JC Rez with Austin the Ref. Ethan Page, you know, all ego Ethan Page gets in there is like, stop throwing the fruit. Stop throwing the fruit. And of course, it's crazy because this match kind of hurt the rest of the as far as the ring goes, the rest of the night for me, because they're stepping on all these bananas. There must have been 30, 40 bananas in the damn ring. They had over 700 people there for this show. So, and as they're stomping on these bananas, it's smashing into the canvas. And I'm sitting here going, you know, you probably shouldn't be doing that because your canvas is sitting here getting all messed up and getting dirty, and it stained the canvas for the entire night. I'll be honest with you, it didn't look right. That's all I'll say. If you got a dirty mind on you, you can pretty much tell what smushed banana on a red canvas looked like the rest of the night. So basically, the gist of this match, a lot of comedy here, and you know, Super Beetle hits a crossbody. I believe Team Jerv, you know, he goes to hit a crossbody, but he dabs and then does a crossbody off the ring apron. And just a lot of comedy in this match. It was very fun to watch. It's not my favorite match on the show because you guys know how I feel overall about the comedy bits. But again, it's a circus. It's designed to give you a little bit of everything, so I get it and I can accept it. So Team Jervis wins it. It was a decent match. It was what it was. I mean, I can't really say too much about it. Going up next, after this one, they said that another cool thing about this was that they had a lot of people, a lot of the workers were jumping on Twitch and talking. And the first one to do that, they had Space Monkey in there at one point, Rocky Romero, Brandy Rhodes was in there at one point, Ethan Page was in there, I believe, at one point as well. So you got the monkey, you know, you got the monkey in their neck, you know, winning, and the Team Jervis wins. It was a very good match again. And then you had a fatal four-way match the Fatal 4-Way with Brian Cage and Helico, Flip Gordon, and Jordan Lennox. Again, I loved the match. I was fascinated by the fact that they let the fans throw money into the ring afterwards. I honestly, I liked it. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. The fans tipping the wrestlers. Thank you for your work. Here's some cash. Yes, of course, fuck the gimmick tables. We'll just give you the money. It was an interesting concept. It was kind of like a different culture that I'd never seen before, almost like a different tradition in wrestling that I haven't seen before. Let me know in the comments below. Do they do this anywhere else? I've never seen this before. It's weird almost. When I first saw it, I'm like, are they throwing fucking money? Because at the beginning of the match, they were throwing chicken nuggets in the ring, and I thought at the end they were throwing, they were throwing chicken nuggets. No, they threw fucking money into the ring. So after this match, and another thing, Flip Gordon really impressed me in this match. It was the first chance I've really gotten to see Flip Gordon. I'm glad he's with Ring of Honor now. Huge tope con hilo over the ring post by Angelico. We got a springboard 450, of course, from Flip Gordon. And we got Brian Cage taking a seated senton in the match. Cage, you might look at this match and think that Cage was out of order. It's like, which one of these is not like the other? But this boy or man can fucking go with these cruiserweight type guys, the match was all flippity flew, and Brian Cage kind of, sit there and took it down a little bit and gave more legitimacy to where it wasn't all flippity flew. So Gordon comes in with the 450, and we had a slam powerbomb combo, and they were getting ready to send the crowd to intermission after this match, but all of a sudden they had a surprise, and it was Leva Strickland, which Leva Bates doing her cosplay. The gimmick here in WrestleCircus is that she is a different character. Last time, I believe she was Leva Callahan, and she wrestled she dressed up as Sami Callahan. So Leva does a promo in the ring talking about how WrestleCircus is her home, and she calls out Sami Callahan and is like, "Yeah, I dressed up as Shane Strickland," and she came out doing the strange Shane Strickland dance, and really, it was good, and she cut a damn good promo. Too bad we didn't get to see her work. But the next match, after we came back from intermission, during intermission, by the way, they showed you how Shane Strickland won the title by cashing in their version of Money in the Bank the night he won it, made the match a triple threat, got the 1, 2, 3 in that match, which Brian Cage was a part of, and he basically won the belt there. We then had, after intermission, we had Lufisto. Lufisto was going up against the reigning and defending Lady of the Ring and Sideshow champion Tessa Blanchard. I wish we had a better explanation for newcomers for these titles. Lady of the Ring, I get. What is the Sideshow Championship? Is that like their TV title, their Intercontinental title? Is that like their side title that they have? I wish we had a little bit more explanation to that on commentary. Again, you had a lot of people tuning in for the first time. At one point in the stream, they had 4,000 people watching this live. 4,000 people. And I'll tell you what I took away from this when it comes to other promotions hereafter. A lot of people on Twitter calling Tessa Blanchard Tessie 2 belts because she has 2 belts here. Tessa Blanchard looking beautiful, but Lufisto, basically the story of this match was Lufisto destroyed Tessa's leg. There was a couple spots in this match where I was impressed because normally in wrestling in America you work the left. Nope, Tessa decided she's going to work the right arm of Lufisto at one point. I love me some Lufisto, as you guys know. I'm really hoping that we get, I even tweeted out to Stutzy Claus and CWF Mid-Atlantic, the promotion. If you're not familiar, if you're watching this, if you're a WrestleCircus fan and you're not familiar with CWF Mid-Atlantic, head on over to CWFWorldwide.com. You'll be impressed with that too. A little bit of East Coast Mid-Atlantic wrestling for you. And I've been championing for, I know I'm just a lowly podcaster, but I've been championing for Lufisto versus Sis in the CWF Mid-Atlantic ring for quite a while. Lufisto really impressed here in this match. Tessa Blanchard ends up catching her from out of nowhere with a roll-up. and ended up retaining both of her titles because both of her titles here was on the line. A lot of hard hitting from Lufisto in this match, as you might expect. They put over the fact that she is a king and queen of the deathmatch champion. To me, the standout in this match was Lufisto, and I think that's what this match was designed to be. It was designed to be a showcase for Luffy, and I liked it. The crowd was chanting for Luffy. They were chanting Luffy, Luffy. They were chanting for Tessa, but Lufisto came out as the start of this. Tessa Blanchard's work is always good, though. I really enjoyed this. Again, I can't really tell you that a bad match happened on this show. There wasn't a bad match on the show. The first women's match, maybe because of the finish, but we'll have to, decide whether or not that was a work or a shoot. They'll leave it to tell us. The next match here for this show was a style clash battle. Sammy Guevara versus JT Dunn. Guevara is like the wrestling panda. There was a guy in the crowd wearing a huge panda head. So Guevara took the panda head and put it on and strutted around the ring with the panda head before he gave it back, and the crowd popped for that. This match, my God, I want to see both. This kid, I know that his name has been out there. I've seen his name out there on other shows. This is the first chance I've gotten to see, I think, both of these guys live. This kid, Sammy Guevara, has got something. He has got something, guys. Keep your eyes out for him. He may end up being just one of these flippity flu guys. I don't agree with the panda and all that thing. I mean, who cares? But hey, if it sells them merch, whatever. JT Dunn is really impressive as well. Only thing I can say about this match is you have to watch it to experience it. If you could go back and watch it, it's very, very hard hitting. This was kind of like your strong style match, your Japan match of the evening. So it was really good back and forth. At one point, Sammy Guevara gave JT Dunn a tombstone pile driver on the ring apron. The chat room was going ballistic during that, and it was so good. And Guevara got the win after that. Again, fans threw money into the ring. They showered the ring with money, and Guevara got in the they as my cat dashes out of the room. Good Lord. She literally slid across the floor and bam, went right into the door just now. Sorry about that. After the match, Guevara took the microphone and is like, you know what? I'm the best goddamn worker in this place. He looked right at the back curtain and goes, Cody Rhodes, you have no fucking chance of following this because I'm the goddamn best and everybody here knows it. And I gotta say, this match, if I had to pick a best match on the show, this was it. This was by far the best match on the show. And the main event didn't follow it. The main event did not do nowhere near close to following it. So yeah, very good work by both these guys. Then you had the Big Top Tag Team Championship match with RPG Roppongi Vice as the champions, taking on Adam Cole and I believe his girlfriend. They were kissing a whole lot, so I'm assuming he's going out with this woman, Britt Baker. First time I've gotten a chance to see Britt Baker. And so yeah, it's a mixed tag. It's a kind of like a mixed or intergender match. Very, very well done. They gave him a lot of time here. They told a good story. Britt Baker can fucking work. I will say that in some parts of this match, Britt Baker actually outshined Adam Cole. I ain't scared to say it. Oh, there's Adam Cole, baby. And I know the whole fucking internet's a mark for Adam Cole, myself included. I love me some Adam Cole. But there were spots in this match that really made Britt Baker stand out. Kudos to the other three guys for making her look good. And it's just so good, man. So RPG Vice loses the titles to Adam Cole and Britt Baker. So now you have the major tag team championship in the company is held by a man and a woman. And I think it's awesome. So there was one spot in the match where Beretta really, really fucked up Britt Baker and really did I think his finish to her. And Adam Cole was pissed. And all these fans are like, what, you sick fuck, and what the fuck, what's up? I think at one point they chanted, what the fuck at his ass, like, what the fuck are you doing? She's a woman. And then Adam Cole, she's limping her way after taking this move over. Even Rocky Romero is like, what did you do that for? She's a woman, playing the sympathy. And I think the storyline here was that by the end of this match, RPG Vice were on the same page. They're sitting there saying, you know what? She wants to step in here and play with the boys. She's going to get treated like one of the boys. We're going to fuck her up the same way we would fuck up any other dude. And they did. They didn't pull any punches here. And when I like to see that. Adam Cole and Britt Baker get the pin, and they're your new tag team champions. They did a promo after the match because RPG Vice is broken up in Japan, and they made it clear on commentary that doesn't mean they're broken up everywhere else. That Romero has just given his blessing for Beretta to go on and do the heavyweight division in Japan. And they played this off, though, at the end with the promo like this was the RPG Vice's last time teaming up, and who knows, maybe we'll see them again. Very good match. If I had to rate this on a star rating, 4 stars easily. I love that match. I still think Guevara and JT Dunn were probably just as good, if not a little bit better, but this was my second favorite match on the show. Then we had Cody Rhodes defending the World Heavyweight title against Scorpio Sky. A little background on Scorpio Sky. He wrestled in Southern California primarily throughout the early 2000s under a mask. Black and yellow ring gear, was very, very good, kind of like a cruiserweight type. And then some years later, he took the mask off. And he's he was pretty much, with this match for Cody Rhodes. I liked the match. Scorpio Sky showed a lot. But they did not do a whole lot in this match to really impress me compared to what we had seen on the card below. Their videographer and Kevin Condren came out and they were like, Scorpio Sky is the best, and the crowd would answer that with bullshit. And there was a lot of Bullet Club shirts out there, a lot of Too Sweet Me stuff happening. Cody Rhodes just having a usual Cody Rhodes match by now. I think that's safe to say by now. It's a typical Cody Rhodes match, and it was very good. They did a ref bump, and then the ref came in, and the regular referee woken up after a 2 count from him and was like, hey, I'm the real referee. Austin, the ref, kind of pushes the regular ref, and then the real ref gives him a forearm, knocks him out, then proceeds to throw out the videographer and Kevin Condren. Crowd, huge pop for that. And so they ended up battling. Cody Rhodes was going to use a chair at one point, and then the ref took the chair from him because Cody Rhodes was like, fuck it, I'll get DQ'd. I win the title either way. And then, for some strange reason, it seems so out of place for me. All of a sudden, Cody Rhodes gets under the ring and pulls out the Crown Royal bag full of thumbtacks and dumps it in the middle of the ring. And they do a bit where they're wrestling back and forth. And sorry about that. I had to handle something here real quick with my kid. I don't do this for a living, folks. Life continues. But they did this spot with the thumbtacks, and they bring out the thumbtacks, and it just felt so out of place. It's a cool spot. Thumbtacks are always like a cringeworthy, gets a pop from the crowd spot, but it just felt so out of place, especially for even a Cody Rhodes match. So they dumped the thumbtacks in the ring. Cody, I think, is going for a disaster kick or something for a move at one point, and they do the bit where Shane just pushes off Cody, and Cody takes a flat back into the thumbtacks and has them all sticking out of his back or whatever. And then they do a spit directly after that. They punch a little, and then Cody does the crossroads on Strickland into the thumbtacks, so they both are in the thumbtacks now. And Cody gets the pin 1, 2, 3 and retains the title. It feels like that last part of the match, ever once from the time the manager of Scorpio Sky gets kicked out all the way to the end, just felt really out of place. It felt like it was a totally different match. Like they really just veered off course, and it was okay, but it didn't fit the rest of the match. It really didn't. So it wasn't my favorite match on the card, but what happened afterwards kind of was cool. This show, the Cody Rhodes Summer Circus show, um, and of course they did a couple "fuck the revival" chants before the match. Um, and then also another thing, their ring announcers. I did not like the ring announcer at all for this. Um, their ring announcer is some crazy long-haired rocker dude wearing a scarf, kind of like trying to be Chris Jericho. His name is Loud and Noxious, like loud and obnoxious. Yeah, Fabian Kalin, the ghost of Fabian Kalin, is coming back to haunt me because that's exactly what this guy was about. And I just don't like that from ring announcers. The whole this following contest is scheduled for, and he would let the crowd say one fall for him. I didn't like it at all. You guys know how I feel about that crap. Every time there was a 2 count, it was too sweet. I don't like it. Um, what I did like was the couple matches where Melissa Santos from Lucha Underground got to ring announce. She is way better than this loud and noxious guy. Literally, his name is Loudon Oxious. I don't like it. It doesn't. I don't even think it fits the WrestleCircus vibe. If you ask me, maybe it does. Somebody explain this guy to me. Um, the whole show was being done as a benefit for Austin Pets Alive, which is a local no kill animal shelter in Austin, Texas. So after the match, Cody Rhodes wins. He just won the title. He's got thumbtacks still in his back, and he thanks everybody for coming, and he says he hopes to get invited back because this was his WrestleCircus debut. And of course, the crowd wants him to come back. I want him to come back for the promotion. The problem is you can't really put. The problem with booking these indie superstars like a Cody Rhodes is that you really can't fit them into the. If you're trying to do like a CWF does and run actual storylines, you can't do that with these one-off guys. Unless it's something like a Trevor Lee, where you can, hey, who's gonna knock this guy, the title off this guy? Then you bring in the outside guys like they have been doing. That I can agree with, but it's not really gonna last. So he comes into the ring, and I believe the girl's name was Hannah or Sarah. I can't remember. It was the local representative for the animal shelter, and she's carrying a little puppy dog with her, and of course the crowd's all and he takes the puppy dog away from her, and Cody starts holding the dog, and the dog starts licking the sweat off Cody Rhodes' body and giving him kisses, and of course the crowd starts chanting too sweet, which that's the only time a too sweet chant fit. It was a good moment. All the Twitch tips that Cody Rhodes received during the match went to the Austin Pets Alive shelter. And plus the owners of WrestleCircus, the bookers of WrestleCircus, are going to match those, so that's very good. Kudos to them. And then they did something really cool at the end of it. The boots that Cody won the Ring of Honor World title with, he was also wearing at this event. So after the match, he took the boots off and said, "We're going to auction them off." This was, they had already announced this earlier that they were going to auction off the boots. They are live in that building. And they ended up getting $1,000 for the Austin Pets Alive. So somebody walks away with a pair of Cody Rhodes worn boots that'll probably sign for him, and the animal shelter gets $1,000. And that's pretty much where the stream ended. Where they're going to go, what building they're going to run, because this 800 Congress venue is no longer an option for them, I guess. Where they're going to run and when their next show was going to be was announced to take place later in this week on their Twitter, so you can follow them at WrestleCircus. I encourage you to do so. We're all about supporting indie wrestling here on the channel. In fact, we got more wrestling coming tomorrow night. We are going to do a Raw review show, me and AC are, or not tomorrow night, Monday night. I keep thinking today's Sunday. But we are going to do a Raw recap show or review show this week because of the fact of if we want to keep the name Pro Wrestling and More, we need to cover pro wrestling. That's what you guys come here for. And so we're going to cover pro wrestling. We're going to have the and more too. I'm going to continue the Grand Theft Auto Let's Play tomorrow. But that's my thoughts on WrestleCircus. Very good show. Very, very good show. I was impressed. I would like, as far as what this could mean for other promotions, these guys were the first to do it on Twitch. And of course, then What Culture, who I can't stand, had to follow suit, and so they're going to be doing stuff on Twitch and YouTube as well. I really think other promotions, one in particular, you all know, could benefit from something like this. The problem is to do that something like this and to stream on Twitch takes a lot of technical direction. And if you don't have the in the budget, if you don't have the people that know how to do it, it's very hard to pull this off. The guys who do this for WrestleCircus were already on Twitch as gamers. They play video games all the time, so they kind of knew what it would take to pull this off. I'm not too sure what it would take to pull this off because they had cameras there at ringside, really good high quality cameras, HD cameras that were corded into computers streaming this. I'm not too sure how you would pull that off, but I'm glad WrestleCircus is doing this. I've been wanting to check them out for a long time. Tonight I finally got a chance to. I watched the full show. I took intermission when they took intermission. So it was very good. Kudos to these guys. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the future. That's my review here of WrestleCircus, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like what you're hearing. This Monday again, we're going to do the Raw review show. This Wednesday, we have the CWF, the unofficial CWF Mid Atlantic after show. Go to CWF. What we do is we watch the episode, which we encourage you guys to do the same over at CWFworldwide.com on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock when they put their shows out. We watch the episode, and then at about 10 or 10:30, we go live here on the channel, and we review it. It's kind of like a Talking Dead type show where we review. We've also had guests on from the promotion as well. They're in the middle of their Johnny Weaver Memorial Cup tournament, which is going really well for them. So also, if you like WrestleCircus, go ahead and check over at CWF Mid-Atlantic. It's a little bit of a different feel, a little bit of a different show, and I think you'll like them, those guys as well. I'm always championing for them. I'm a huge fan of theirs. They got a lot going down in the next month as we're going into the CWF Rumble season, and we'll get into more of that on Wednesday as well. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me talk about this new. Well, they're not new, but they're new to me, and I've been wanting to check them out for a while here on the show and do a show about them. I'm hoping to get. I would like to get somebody from WrestleCircus on to talk about the promotion, but we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you down the road.